Thanks, Jake. Friday night footy's looking good from up here. Hodgie, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, look, two very evenly matched up sides tonight. I think very exciting. Great to see Liam Patrick back in the side for Wanderers. Both sides undefeated so far, so this should be a cracker, boys.
So Devon Lyons wins the tap down for Nightcliff quite easily there. Nightcliff trying to clear the ball out early here. Bit of a scrap, could have been holding the man. Umpire says play on. So Nightcliff get the clearance through Coco Nicky up to centre half forward. In attack now. Wanderers with a clearing kick. Nightcliff back on the attack, puts it inside 50, and a great mark there by Patrick White.
Yeah, Ryan Moo with a great little addition there with his first touch of the game, took his time and found his target, first kick of the game. They'll love that, and a great start for the Tigers.
Yeah, plenty of pressure from both sides, boys. Nightcliff definitely through the middle of the ground, outnumbered at that contest. Ryan Moo able to get the ball forward quickly, great mark there, but both sides applying a lot of pressure. Coco Nicky, first game for Nightcliff for the year. Plenty of pressure at that first centre bounce.
Yeah, had a nice touch in there as well as Paddy White comes in and chucks it on the right foot. Looks good early, and it is, and Nightcliff with first blood in this game. A big game for both clubs, and they go 6-0.
Yeah, great start to the contest, boys. Plenty of pressure, as you see early on in the game here. Both sides not able to clear the ball. Coco Nicky, just a quick kick forward. Great contest here from both players. Jules Lockwood, clean hands. And just plenty of pressure from both sides, unable to get a clean disposable away. You can see here though, Nightcliff just getting plenty of numbers around the ball.
You can see young Ryan Moo just taking his time there and making the right decision, which coaches always like to see, especially early on in that fever pitch to the start of the game.
So Bryn McComan live back in the middle. Nice clearing handball there. Cammy Eilert, hot in pursuit, Sam Christie. The ball comes out. A bit of pressure on here. Good tackle there by Ryan Moo. Umpire says play on. Ball back in dispute there. Cam Eilert with the pressure. Sam Christie dances around. Cammy Eilert does well. Gets the kick away, but it's out on the full. So Nightcliff looking to surge forward again here.
Skipper Brown gets a little bit of a piggyback about 15 metres up the field and chucks it onto the right boot. Players both going into the contest, hits hard. This one may go back over the boundary sideline. Hodgie, some big names in for Wanderers this week. 7 Thunder players in this side. As the NT Thunder coach, what kind of value can those guys add to the side?
Yeah, obviously coming off a knee full season, they should play pretty well. They've all been in very good form the first 2 weeks, so it'd be great to see how they go, and it's pretty excited to see how Liam Patrick goes up forward.
So Erlinson's get the clearing kick, and it looks like it's out on the full, so Nightcliff are going to get another look at this on the centre wing right in front of the commentary box. So Cabillo looking to put it back inside for Nightcliff. Just having a bit of a look around here. Puts it long down the line, looking for a target. Neil VV there. Looks like we're going to get a free kick, is it?
Yeah, just shepherding out in the contest, boys. Didn't allow Jules Lockwood to jump and get involved in that contest.
So Julian Lockwood about 55 metres out on a 45-degree angle. Looks like he's going to have a ping. No, he looks to... That's a great kick inside to Cameron Eilert.
He does that so well. Cameron Eilert's strong upper body just pushes away correctly, smartly, and just finds just enough space. And, he's got some old legs on him now. I don't think he'd mind me saying that, but still has that instant off-the-mark speed. And he kicked 5 last week, so you'd back him home from here.
Speaking of the legs, have a look at those Cameron Eilert's. Unbelievable. As he's on the approach now, Cameron Eilert looking to get Nightcliff second. And it's just pushed off to the right there. So Nightcliff with all the attacking early, 1-1-7. Wanderers yet to score, 4 minutes played in the first quarter. So the kick back into play now. Botlop out there, gets a good handball over the top. Back to Motlop, puts on a little step, gets a kick away. And we're going to get a free kick here. Looks like a high tackle. So the Wanderers looking to switch. VV offers something, he ignores that.
Oh, plenty of room here for Nightcliff as it's swooped up by Freeman, gets it into the danger zone and might just get the numbers here though, Wanderers, and look to just get it out. Dangerous because there's about 3 Nightcliff players around the ball.
So Roger Morris with the ball, looking to put it back inside 50 with the short kick on, and finds Jules Lockwood. Hodgie?
Yeah, we've seen on 4 or 5 occasions, boys, Wanderers have had an opportunity to clear the footy out of their back 50 and just haven't been able to. Some sloppy disposal. Braden McLean we saw twice hit a Nightcliff player on the chest. First game for the season for him, coming off an outstanding Thunder season. So he's normally a very good kick of the footy, but I'm sure he'll fix up. But it gives Jules the opportunity to go back and kick this goal.
So Jules Lockwood now puts the kick on. It's swinging back, is it? Yes, he's kicked it.
Puts the arm up. It looked a bit dodgy early, but he chucked the right arm up and said, thank you very much. That's a great goal from Jules Lockwood. And, you know, the boys get around him because they know how important that is. You get the 2 majors and a behind Wanderers yet to hit the scoreboard.
Yeah, we saw 2 unforced errors here from Wanderers coming outside their back 50. Nightcliff's pressure has been very good early on, and that perceived pressure, I think maybe it possibly caused those 2 turnovers. And Nightcliff, you can just see here, they're just their decision making going forward, lowering their eyes, making sure they hit those little ones and giving themselves an opportunity to get a shot on goal.
Yeah, great point there, Hodgie, is the lowering of the eyes and hitting the small targets, the short targets. Probably something that hasn't been done by any team overly well so far in the competition, but Nightcliff were just out of that 50-metre zone, have now managed to find a couple of nice targets inside 50.
So Wanderers get their first inside 50 for the night, but it's coming back straight the other way. Ball in dispute on the outer wing, but Nightcliff with the numbers, charging forward once again. The kick inside, here's Cam Eilert. Drops the mark, could have been held. Umpire says play on. Wanderers looking to clear here.
Yeah, great work by Daniel Weecher to hold off Cameron Ireland, put enough pressure on him there, and then, you know, jump back up on the feet and rebound and get Wanderers a chance to get away, although the ball's gone back into dispute here.
So there's a free kick here for a throw. Bronson Plummer, it looks like. He's putting it back inside 50 for the second time tonight. The lightning bolt, Liam Patrick's just gone over his head and it's out of bounds.
That's a pretty exciting matchup, boys. Liam Patrick on Kane Riley. Kane Riley's been in outstanding form early this year. And looking up the other end of the ground, a mouth-watering matchup with Daniel Weecher and Cameron Eilert. I can't wait to see how that pans out throughout the night.
Both very strong men up top and quick off the mark as well, as we've mentioned earlier. So to see those 2 guys go at it, obviously played plenty of footy together in the Thunder ranks as well, Hodgie. So they'll, I'm sure, relish the chance to go up against each other this evening.
BV puts it back inside 50 for the Wanderers. Botlop with the kick over the shoulder. There's a bit of space here in the pocket if the ball will sit nicely. Gets the tackle away and it's holding the ball. So a great tackle there from Nathan Brown. Great pressure.
Man bun watch for Davin Ferreira as well. We've got our first one for the evening as well.
On centre wing here. A good fist there.
Oh, good fend from Thomas Motlop in game 152.
Ball going out of bounds on the full. We're going to have a kick in for Nightcliff.
Just a bit sloppy Wanderers in this opening stages of the game, just not quite hitting their targets. That perceived pressure or pressure from Nightcliff has been outstanding early on. So once they settle on the game, I'm sure Wanderers will start using the ball a little bit better than what they have.
They'll enjoy the fact that they're up the right end of the ground at the moment, though, boys, as I think there's a bit of a search for a ball on the sideline here, but they'll certainly enjoy the fact that the ball's down the right end of the field and finally, I guess, get a chance to apply some of that forward pressure that Nightcliff have pretty much done the entire way. As the skipper says thank you very much to the person in the crowd that went and got the ball just over to the side of the Morris Rioli stands.
So Jules Lockwood and VV go head-to-head. Good punch there from VV over the back to Sam Christie. Good tackle, great pressure there from Nightcliff. So Sam Christie getting pinged for holding the ball. So ball back inside 50 now through Patrick White. Cammy Islet looking to get the ball going forward. Could have been a free kick. The umpires found a free kick here, and it's going the way of the Wanderers. So Braden McLean hits up VV, back pocket. Still looking for options here is VV and the Wanderers.
They've done well here just to slow it down a little bit. A couple of rushed errors before what led to a couple of those Nightcliff goals. So nice to see McLean and VV just taking their time as it runs over the boundary for a throw-in, just to take that time and regroup and not make those rash decisions as they did in the early going.
So the ball thrown back in here. Pretty easy tap in the end there for the Wanderers. Ball slips out. Nightcliff go forward once again. Cam Islet, Jules Lockwood.
Good punch by VV there to thwart that trouble. As not quite. Probably will go over the sideline, although Wanderers trying to keep it in. They do at the moment. Will get a free here to the Muck-Mucks as they try and get it out of trouble once again.
So ball long down the line. Contest there on the wing. And the ball's out of bounds again, Hodgie.
Yeah, plenty of pressure from both sides. No one's able to get a clean possession in the last couple of minutes. So the game will open up eventually, but there's someone just got to take control of the game and just find maybe one by feet so they can control the tempo of the game.
Pretty hard in the middle as well at the moment. The guy's going in strong, and the likes of Joel Cross and Justin Maher as well have been very hard at the contest, as both of them in that area again. Here as Cross gets it out. White gets it in there, nice little step off the left, puts it up in the air, it's contested. Wanderers a chance to get away as they get away down that right flank, and there's room here for Motlop. Can he get up? He doesn't, but he's got the run onto the ball. Fumbles, but has time, fumbles again, puts it onto the right boot, it's bending. Can it get a nice little bounce? It doesn't, and it's in for a minor score.
Good effort there, Motlop to keep his feet there, Hodgie, wasn't it?
Yeah, great one-on-one contest. We can see lots of one-on-one contests right across the ground. It's why it's been so contested so far. So both sides really not wanting to give the opposition too much space.
So at centre-half back now for Nightcliff, looking to clear again. Good tackle there from behind. Umpire says play on. And it looks like they're away now. The kick down to centre-half forward. Cam Islet, handball's out in front of him.
Play. Just gave himself enough time to not get in strife there with three Wanderers players around him. Although, great fend there by Sam Christie, who gets it on the boot and finds the open player. That's beautifully done, and setting up a good opportunity for Wanderers as they look to enter inside 50, and they do, to the contest, and it goes out for a boundary throwing. Well done by the skipper Brown there.
Yeah, plenty of support there. Wanderers getting back, helping out that one-on-one contest with Cam Islet and Thompson. Cleared the ball. They were out there. They had to move the ball a little bit quicker. Just couldn't get it onto their free teammates.
Brimacombe with the tap down to the Nightcliff player.
White is everywhere at the moment. He's obviously following someone because he's all the way down in the back line at the moment after kicking a goal earlier up front.
So the ball in dispute here on the outer wing. Cam Islet does well just to hold it up a bit while the other troops get down. Umpire's letting it go, and we're going to have a boundary throw-in on the outer wing, Hodgie.
Yeah, it looks like Chris Bucks has got a fair bit of work planned for Cam Islet tonight. He's been through the midfield going forward. It'll be interesting to see if he does get too much time on the bench, but I think they've shown their intentions early. They want to keep him out on the ground as much as they possibly can.
Yeah, well, when you're in the form that Cam Islet has displayed in the first two rounds, I don't mind that from Bucksy to keep him up front, especially when he's such a good goal-kicking option up forward as well. Nice mark there. Young Matt Bricknell, who's back into the side this week and gets it around pretty quickly. VV gets position and takes a nice mark there. Looks to play on quickly.
So VV, umpire tells him to play on. He goes back across field now. So we're down on the wing.
Oh!
A big climb. Could have been a free kick to Cam Islet. He didn't touch the ball. Umpire says play on. Wanderers on the break now, heading forward, looking to put it back inside 50. Bit of a shank there, but it might work out. Nah, drop mark inside 50 now for the Wanderers. So ball in dispute in the
Ferreira
pocket.
taking his time here, gets a handball away, but plenty of Nightcliff players as Kane Riley, as he's done all year so far, makes a very smart decision under pressure, and Nightcliff managed to just get away. That was beautiful play by Kane Riley there, just taking his time and getting the boys out of trouble.
Outstanding work by the Nightcliff defenders. They got back in numbers, made sure that they cleared that ball. They're working overtime at the moment, their defenders, to make sure that they don't allow Wanderers to have any free space in that forward line.
There's one way to keep Cam Islet out of the game, give him a knee in the back of the head. That'll slow him down for a minute. He looks all right though, Cammy, and he'll be back in no time.
Around the contest now, boys.
So the ball pops out. Heading back the Wanderers' way, but a good mark there by Caleb Walker. No, umpire says play on. Drop what he should have taken.
Missed there by Roger Morris. Keeps the ball alive. This one will get held up though, and yeah, maintains scrappy, especially in the middle part of the ground.
Yeah, you can see Jared Erlinson, just getting up off the footy. He's been very instrumental early for Wanderers around these stoppages. A lot of tackles, a lot of first touch on the ball.
Yeah, there's that bigger body in the middle too that Wanderers really enjoy because they've got so many quick guys on the edges. So having that bigger body as well.
Outstanding form as well too, Jake.
So
and here we go.
Coco Nicky over the top. To Holt Fitz, puts it inside 50 over VV's head, over everyone's head. Ball in dispute, heading to the goal square. VV does well there to mop it up. Gets tackled. Sam Christie puts it on the boot and just over the head there. So we're going to have a boundary throw-in.
Jeez, Liam Holt Fitz is dangerous every time he gets the ball. Something happens.
He is, and you can see Neil VV's reading the ball in flight really well. You saw early on he was on Jules Lockwood and he was getting challenged a little bit. He's now gone on to Cole Emery. And he's reading the ball in flight really well and cutting it off for the Wanderers. And as a good defender does, he turned outside to make sure that the boundary line was close to him.
Yeah, he did very well there.
So the ball thrown back in on the half-forward flank for Nightcliff. Bit of a scrap there on the ground, although it looks like there's a clearing kick up to centre. Dropped mark. Here go the Wanderers, although they missed the target.
Smart by Bates, just didn't bother putting the hands on it and saw the open man out there. That's the second time he's done that this evening.
Totham with the kick, misses another target. A little bit scrappy Hodgie early, they're just blowing out the webs.
Well done by Erlinson, the guy Hodgie mentioned earlier, just getting in on that ball, hard body at it. But this one is just hanging around the middle and no one really ascending into dominance at the moment. But a little bit of room here for Wanderers. That's a nice little getaway kick there. To a pack. Nightcliff with the numbers, but again, that's over the boundary for a throw-in, and that's a lot of throw-ins that we've had very early on. Yeah,
and we're seeing Nightcliff again, just numbers back. They work hard to help each other out. Cross transitioned out of the midfield, got back to help out his defenders and made sure that one went over the line.
Plenty of niggle here between Thomas Motlop and Joel Cross getting right amongst it.
So ball thrown back in now. Nice tap down there. Heading forward now for the Wanderers. Motlop throws it on the boot. Liam Patrick. And a good fist over the top. Looks like it's going to go out, is it? Yeah, it is. We're going to have a boundary throw in. Hodgie, I was just thinking, who's that number 6, that new young kid? But it's actually Holt Fitz with, he's got the Lara Croft sort of vibe, not the throw that he was sporting the other week.
Yeah, he had the throw last week, which is pretty impressive and very easy to recognise. He's gone a bit more incognito this week, but his play does do the talking, so we'll leave it with that.
So ball thrown back in now inside 50 for the Wanderers. Drop ball. Little bit scrappy in the forward 50. It might pop out the back here, and it does so. Kick on goal, and it's just off to the right through Patrick Fairhead.
Yeah, had a decent chance on the snap there, but his body weight was going the wrong direction. But he got enough on it, just didn't quite get around to the left enough, as Nightcliff with a very rare kick out here.
So Brown puts it outside 50.
Good purchase on that, and plenty of time for Lockwood to get up. Gets up, but it falls nicely for Nightcliff, and plenty of time here down the left flank. Oh, nicely finds Emery there, and Emery looks to play on quickly, does, and plenty of room here. And geez, that's a beautiful end-to-end play there, all starting from a great kick in from the skipper.
Yeah, they transition the ball really well from these kick-ins. They have for the last couple of weeks, and a long kick out to Jules Lockwood. I got a bit tongue-tied there. You know, plenty, and Patrick White gets a shot on goal now. But just their transition, the way they work from the back line into their forward line was outstanding there, and they've done it the last couple of weeks, and they work really hard.
White looking for his second goal of the first quarter at the moment. Strolls in. It's a pretty slow approach. He'll kick it from about the 50-metre line. Nice little jiggle to start, and then puts it in about 48 out. Nice leap there for Wanderers. It's touched on the line.
So Weitra looking to put it back in. Kicks to himself, plays on. Gets the handball over the top. Move it quickly are the Wanderers. It's all Nightcliff on the centre wing here as they look to put it back inside 50, although a bit of a shank of a kick.
Motlop has enough time to get away. It's torped out, but it does pretty well. Nicely done there, although it might get to. No, it doesn't. Wanderers still a thing. Man bun alert. Back into the centre here, as though we've got a free kick.
So they were away then, but the ball's on. It's going Nightcliff's way. And there we have it. It's quarter time here at Friday Night Footy at TIO Stadium. Nightcliff 2-2-14. Wanderers just the two behinds. We'll be right back after this.
Isn't that the new neighbour?
Yep, pretty sure she's from down south.
She arrived last week. Just had her windscreen broken by a falling coconut. No. I was at Jingly. Jingly! If she was with TIO, she'd be talking to a local. Might even be from Jingly.
Am I covered for coconuts?
And it's good to know. TIO Comprehensive Car Insurance offer the option of no excess for windscreen claims.
Jingly coconut curry.
Time to escape, cause I'm in need of warmer weather. Sail upon the stream to find there's someplace better. And I'm going far and wide. Ooh.
Great Northern Brewing Co., the beer from up here.
1300 kilonewton centrifugal force, infrared remote control.
How does he do it?
24.5 kilowatt diesel motor.
He doesn't just know how to operate every piece of Kennard's high gear we get in, but also its service details, its safety checks.
I don't know. It's as if he can hypnotise each piece.
Give me 2 passes with sauce, coffee white with 1, bun with icing, no pink icing.
Yep, no worries, Terry.
Another life saved with the Chemist Warehouse app. Take control of your health and wellness. Download now.
Intersport, new concept store now open in Casuarina Square. Come in and check out a world-class shopping experience.
Dedicated sports zones.
Now stocking only the biggest brands in tennis, cricket, fitness from treadmills to benches, boxing, swimming, darts, pool and table tennis. For awesome service and advice,
come and see it.
Still locally owned and operated, the all-new Intersport concept store.
Now open at Casuarina Square.
Hello, and we are back nearly with the second quarter. Nicholas O'Reilly, Andrew Hodges, how did you see the first quarter? We can see Chris Bucks getting into the boys in the Nightcliff huddle. How'd it go?
Yeah, look, I think Bucksy would be pretty happy with that first quarter. The pressure they put on the opposition created a lot of turnovers and some unforced errors sort of midway through that first quarter because of that perceived pressure they put on. So I think he'd be very happy, and they took their opportunities when they went forward. On the flip side, Wanderers wouldn't be too happy, just a little bit scrappy, but they're a great side and they'll sort that out pretty quickly.
Yeah, I certainly wasn't seeing this one as a low-scoring affair, especially the way both teams play. But Nico, what are Wanderers going to have to do to, I guess, get onto that scoreboard?
Well, I think they need to lower the eyes, don't they, Hodgie? I mean, there was a few times they went forward. It was a little bit scrappy. They just need to start hitting targets.
Yeah, I think you're spot on, Nick, too, because Nightcliff are getting plenty of numbers back behind the footy. Wanderers going for that sort of longer kick. Nightcliff getting numbers to it. If they lower their eyes, hit those short 45s, they might find a different avenue to goal, which I think will be important for this quarter.
Where did you see the dominance? Was it in the middle? Because it's pretty scrappy in the middle, Hodgie. Where did Nightcliff, I guess, really make the difference to get those two majors compared to none from?
I think they just had the mentality. They just wanted to get the ball forward at all costs. Even though it was scrappy around those stoppages, they did eventually clear it with just a quick kick forward. Forwards pressing in, plenty of pressure on the Wanderers defenders, which caused the turnovers and created those opportunities. So, yeah, good start by Wanderers, but Nightcliff. But Wanderers are a great side. They'll bounce back pretty quickly, and they can score very quickly as well.
That's one thing Wanderers most certainly can do, as we are almost ready with the second quarter here. One thing I guess we did notice too is a pretty quiet term from Cameron Islet. Obviously he's been in such good form so far this season. You mentioned that Wanderers were probably doing a fair job on him. Do you think that he can assert himself into the game a little bit more?
I think he can. You can see in the middle here, he's just by himself. Simon Bates is near him. But the interesting thing is when he goes forward, Daniel Wheater gets him as a matchup down there. So he's going to have his work cut out for him, Cammy, when he goes forward.
So Lyons and Brimacombe to do battle in the ruck. Nice tap there. Cam Islet putting on pressure for Nightcliff, looking to move the ball forward.
Erlinson again, strong, gets the ball out.
So the umpire's paid a throw here. And it's going its way. No, it's not. So the ball back inside 50 now. BV with the spoil over the back. Sam Christie trying to mop up, but he just glides it over the boundary line there in the back pocket. Hodgie?
Yeah, great defensive work. Turned outside, made sure the ball went over the boundary line to get this stoppage. And you can see at this stoppage we've got pretty much one-on-ones everywhere. Wanderers have a +1 in at the stoppage. Nightcliff 1 behind the ball.
So Lockwood with the tap inside the square. Bit of pressure on here. BV tries to get the ball.
Aldous Cooper does well to give White a chance. He might too here. He's put it on the right and the hands go up and the boys are up and about. A very quick start for Nightcliff, just like we saw in the first quarter.
Again, that Nightcliff pressure from those small forwards, to create that turnover. Wanderers not able to get that clear clearance out. And you can see here, Wanderers had an opportunity to clear the ball, but it didn't do it efficiently enough. And Nightcliff just great pressure to cause the turnover and then again make the most of their opportunities. White early on in the game, we've seen his work rate, boys, has been right up. He's been very impressive and he kicks that's his second for the night. So great start by him.
We mentioned before in the first quarter having that right body position when you're in those quick fling type of situations. You can see how well White did there as the ball goes up, just to maintain that upright, low, solid body leg.
Very strong through the core.
So ball in dispute here again in the middle. Cam Islet gets a clearing kick, puts it inside 50. So there's a bit of a race on towards the boundary line.
Yeah, Travis Tambling and Scott Freeman really just going hammer and tong at it there, and the boundary sideline ended up winning up in the end. See Holt Fitz with his newly acquired hairstyle getting a well-earned break. And boys, interesting start to the second quarter, a little bit more open, but still, I guess, very much bunched into the middle part of the field.
So we're away here through the Wanderers, out on the centre wing. They really need a goal here, although it's going to come back now for Nightcliff. Handball over the top to Cam Islet with the 1-2. Ball in dispute, popped out the back.
Oh, good hit.
Bit of a crunch over there. So the kick's gone forward now, although it looks like it's coming back. Good tackle there, 360 almost, ball over the top. And we're going to have another boundary throw in.
See these stoppages, boys. Nightcliff are getting themselves a +1 behind the footy, which has helped them so far. It's actually slowed the run down from Wanderers. Been an interesting ploy to see if they continue to do that throughout the night.
So the ball thrown back in on the outer wing. Good tap there down. Bit of a fend off, handball's out. Nightcliff with the numbers though. Ball goes forward. Good pressure there from VV. So we're going forward again for the Wanderers, although I just can't get it past that centre line, can they, Hodgie?
No, that +1's really working for Nightcliff at the moment.
So inside 50
Oh, a little bit of
here.
fumbles. Old House Cooper finds a little bit of space. He's done extremely well. That's up and that is in. Well done, Old House Cooper. Just really capitalised on a very, very small situation there, but that's brilliantly done.
Yeah, he's a very talented young player. We didn't see too much of him in round one when, on our telecast, as he was knocked out pretty early in the game. But it's great to see him up and about, an absolute excitement machine, and we saw that there with a great goal.
Well, we saw that's two massive score involvements in about as many minutes there, because he was the one who played a crucial role in getting the ball to Paddy White for the last goal. And as you can see, just great hands, stays over the top of it, some nice elusiveness, and then just straightens up enough to put it on the favoured right boot. And yeah, he was very happy about it as the hand went up in the air.
So Nightcliff 4-2-26, Wanderers just the two behinds. 4 minutes played into the second quarter as we're back underway. Wanderers looking to put it inside 50. Good climb there. Ball on the deck. Plenty of numbers around the ball, although there's a good pressure there. Someone's upended. It's going to be a free kick. It looks like for a Shepherd out.
Yeah, well done by Kane Riley again. We've mentioned him a couple of times in our telecasts. He's been very solid all year, but he's just such a good competitor and finds himself in the right spots all the time.
So Farah switches the ball, but it looks like it's going to come back in now for the Wanderers.
Oh, just a poor skill error there. Plenty of people on the road. They should, well, hopefully we'll try and make them pay here, Nightcliff, although it goes to a bit of a contest. The kick was a bit high. Cam Eilert has space. Well, probably took the wrong option there, but looks all right as Nightcliff looked to go inside 50, and they could get up here. Brilliantly done. I think that was Sam Christie flying over the top. Nightcliff might be able to get out of trouble here as Motlop just cleans it up. And a very interesting decision to not see it out over the boundary sideline, try and play on, and ball goes through for a minor score. But Hodgie, that's about 3 or 4 times now. Wanderers probably could have shepherded that over the sideline. Instead, try and quickly flick it around with no real plan, and they've paid the price a couple of times. Yeah,
just their decision making hasn't been great. I think it's that pressure from Nightcliff, and now that perceived pressure, and again just an unforced skill error out of bounds on the fall. So Nightcliff pressure really playing and a really important part for them so far in this game.
Right, Old House Cooper wanted every bit of this kick too. He got over there pretty quickly. I think he likes this spot. It was pretty good too, just didn't quite have enough mustard on it. But geez, he got over the sideline pretty quickly there. He definitely wanted that shot.
So Daniel Wheatra to bring it back in. Good fist there from VV putting it over the line. So Wheatra hits up a target. Sam Christie on the half volley, gets a handball off but misses the target. Wheatra, just a scrappy kick outside 50. It's coming straight back in, and there's a mark being made there to Farron James. So Farron James going to have a set shot on goal from about 48 metres out, Hodgie.
Yeah, Nightcliff decision making. Obviously, their pressure then caused that turnover. Pretty sloppy from Nightcliff. From Wanderers, not able to clear that ball. That pressure really playing a big part. But Nightcliff just lowering their eyes going forward, making sure they hit their targets and creating scoring opportunities.
So Farron James on the approach now, gets onto it. Nice big kick, and it's straight over the goal umpire's hat. So it's a goal to Farron James as Nightcliff extend their lead. 5-3-33 to the Wanderers, just the 2 behinds. Jake, doesn't look like the Wanderers can even score.
Well, no, to be honest, Nick, it doesn't, because they're not getting out of their own end and they're making poor decisions. Look at this, poor kick was, pretty easy one to do. Poor distribution there with the handball, skims on the outside, a rushed soccer kick, if anything. And then Nightcliff capitalising on the mistakes like they've done so all night. And then, as we've mentioned a couple of times, when it comes their turn to make a smart decision, they make it, they lower the eyes and they hit the target. It's not really rocket science, as they say, Nick. It's just smart football.
So Nightcliff and the Wanderers played 3 times last year. Nightcliff won all 3 of them. Looks like it's going that way again as Nightcliff rushed the ball forward. Handball over the top. And the mark down there to Braden McLean. Hodgie, what do they need to do going forward here? It's not this.
That'd be a good start, Nick. I think just execute their skills. They've got plenty of options. They're just the decision-making and their skill execution hasn't been up to the normal standard we've seen from Wanderers. As you see, we get a stoppage here. But if they tidy that up, they've got plenty of options. If we look at the scoreboard, they're 5 goals down, but we know how quickly they can score. They can definitely get themselves back in this game if they execute a bit better.
So silly play there from
you can see Davin Ferreira
giving away the high free kick. Just real silly, not what they needed, but a good
nicely done there
mark
by Wheatra. Just intercepting that one, had the vision early.
That's better.
A nice kick out of their own end to the guy in his 150th game for the Mugmugs, nearing 200 in total because he played 40-odd games for the Tigers, actually.
So Liam Patrick did well there to keep the ball rolling forward. Shoulder heavily strapped. Ball coming straight back out, though. So here's Jules Lockwood with the handball over the top.
Oh, look at those hands from Liam Holt-Fitz. And what a handball and a batter on there. Jules Lockwood, does he get the bounce? He doesn't. It rolls over the sideline. But Liam Holt-Fitz, that was smooth. And then a smart bat on too to try and give Jules Lockwood the inside run, but just didn't quite get the bounce that he needed.
We saw again on that inside 50 from Wanderers, boys, just the numbers Nightcliff are getting back. You can see here Liam Holt-Fitz, just plenty of time and space with the ball.
That's a beautiful handball.
Really good decision making.
Nathan Brown with the double fister was a great one. The tap down here. Holt-Fitz looking to clean up. Lop. Looks like we're going to have another Andrew throwing right in front of us on the centre wing, boys.
We've seen Thomas Motlop play most of the game up forward. You can see now he's moved onto the ball, round the footy at these stoppages. You can see Nightcliff again with the ploy of having that +1 behind the footy. Wanderers with a +1 inside the stoppage.
Yeah, you're saying Thomas Motlop up against, although he's kind of drifting back as an extra man here. Wanderers do get an opportunity. It's a one-on-one and nicely done by Nightcliff there, and they could get away depending on the bounce. Erlinson does well. Well done by Holt-Fitz with the scrambling tackle, and Nightcliff again just wanted that little bit extra more, and then it goes back into contest here. White does well.
Could have been a throw, looks like a throw, paid a throw. So Patrick White gives the umpire a bit of a bake, and the umpire says, not on my watch, pal, that's 50 metres. So we're going to march him in. There's a realistic shot on goal now, Hodgie, through a 50 metres.
Yeah, Marcus Totham, not the greatest kick in the world, but he's going to go inside 50 nonetheless, but he can carry the distance here. Hopefully he can get the first one on the board for Wanderers. But boys, again, leading up to this...
Yeah, it looks like 100 metres.
Wanderers pretty lucky in this situation, but the numbers Nightcliff are getting around the ball and the pressure they're putting on the opposition has been outstanding so far.
So Totham on the approach. Awkward looking kicking style, but it's there. So he stopped it.
Take that, Hodgie, he says.
Looks like a bit of an awkward drop there to the foot there, Hodgie.
It's an awkward action, but he actually is quite efficient. I was probably a bit harsh on young Marcus there. He is a great player, but really well finished here. They desperately needed that, and it was great that he did it. But you can see here, Wanderers just something out of nothing, really. A bit of pressure there. Pressure again. They need to lift this pressure up, but you can see Nightcliff, they're just outnumbering him at the contest so far this game. So Wanderers just need to up their work rate in that area.
So Nightcliff 5-3-33, Wanderers 1-8. 12 minutes played into the second quarter. Wanderers with a much needed goal there through Totham as the ball's thrown back up in the middle. Nice tap down there. Motlop looking to put it forward. Gotham. Sam Christie trying to get the ball out. Could have been kicking in danger. Umpire says play on. Wanderers have got the numbers around the ball, although they just can't get it out forward as there's a bit of a flick over the top. Umpire says play on. Ball goes forward now for the Wanderers. Nathan Brown with the kick out, although it looks like it's going to come straight back inside. Barr gets the clear thing, ducks the head. What's the umpire going to say? Holding the ball. So there goes his prior opportunity as soon as he ducks the head.
Yep, well done by Kane Riley again. Just keeps making smart decisions as he heads over to the other side of the field. Dangerous kick, but it may pay the price as Totham looks to get a second, although it doesn't quite come off as Nightcliff managed to just get out of trouble and find a bit of space. One miss there, probably should have been taken, and will head over for a boundary throw in, will it? Yes, it will.
These last couple of minutes, boys, you can see the difference with the intent to try and win the footy. Nightcliff trying to get their hands on the ball, gain possession. Every opportunity, Wanderers are playing behind, just trying to toe poke the ball forward, trying little flashy things that just aren't coming off from them at the moment.
So ball back in play now, tap down there, Sam Christie in pursuit, but we're going to have another ball in, Jake.
Yeah, it's just an interesting kind of situation at the moment, obviously with Wanderers getting that goal, but definitely more than any other game that we've covered this year, the ball's really struggling to get out of the pack when it does get congested. You know, even those good ball getters, the Cameron Islets, the Erlinsons, even, you know, you can see Thomas Motlop in there. It just isn't getting out very well. It's just kind of hanging in the middle, although we do see Thomas Motlop do quite there as it gets out, although nicely thwarted there by Ryan Moo.
So Moo with the short kick to Patrick White. Sorry, Coco Nicky. So back across.
Well done by the Tigers here, just taking their time, nothing particular on, so they're not panicking. And again, out to the skipper. Takes about 5 or 6 steps back and then uses the line smartly to the contest. And, you know, that's just smart play, Hodgie. They had nothing on, they chipped it around for a bit, and then Nathan Brown, the experienced campaigner, chipped it up to the sideline and got a 50-metre gain.
Yeah, spot on, Jay. You see the difference between the two sides. When they do get the ball in that situation, Nightcliff are quite happy to go long down the line to a contest. If the ball goes out, get another stoppage, whereas Wanderers are trying to attack the corridor and it hasn't really paid off for them so far this game.
So ball back into play.
Brown does well, gets it out, although
too high.
Too high, and Brown gets another chance.
So inside.
Puts on the boot quickly. Lockwood. BV does well, although is that
Ryan Moo.
absolutely nowhere. Ryan Moo has flown from about 20 metres outside the 50 and just snapped it up. Wanderers were sitting there with their hands on the hips going, what's just happened?
Yeah, look, Nightcliff very happy to kick long to a contest at the moment. Bring the ball to ground. When you've got these guys at ground level, why wouldn't you? A lot of speed. He worked pretty hard. You can see him in the background there in the middle of the ground. And it's just his work rate to get forward and get involved in this contest and get the goal was outstanding.
You can see on the replay really well there, and well done by the cameraman, just to see Ryan Moose sneaking up around the side. And there he comes out of absolutely nowhere. Brenton Motlop was like, I'm not keeping up with this fella. And well done, Nightcliff. Kind of against the run of play slightly, with Wanderers getting a little bit of ascendancy there, but every time it seems that Wanderers do a bit of good work, Nightcliff managed to gain the ascendancy back.
So a scrap on in the middle here. Could have been a high tackle.
Cameron Islet probably didn't appreciate that one around the neck from Thomas Motlop, but it's just going to go up for a throw in.
So we'll watch that one with interest in the middle as the ball gets thrown up. Islet with a good tackle on Christie. Bodies flying everywhere. As the umpire says, I'll throw it up.
Cammy Islet's definitely lifted his intensity in the last couple of stoppages here, boys. He's really attacking the ball hard and being very physical around these stoppages, trying to get the ball out.
Yeah, you can certainly see Justin Maher had a real impact in that first around the middle. Probably just, you know, when you put that bigger body of Cam Islet as it comes in there nicely. Oh, Motlop did do well and then stuffed it up, although he makes It's just messy here. Nightcliff should be able to get something out. This is Old House Cooper, puts it on the right, just misses it to the left. Well, that again, Hodgie, was just a bit of a bunch of comical errors. Motlop managed to do well, and then they just can't get it out of that own end.
So McLean with the kick outside 50 finds the target in Erlinson. Umpire says play on the half volley. Erlinson gets the clearing kick down the line for the Wanderers. Everyone stops.
He spinning it away.
Everyone stops. Ball goes inside 50. VV there. Could have got a free kick, and he's going to get a free kick for in the back. Umpire says advantage. Kick inside. So Ma finds the target out there in Ferreira. So they just held up for the moment here as the kick goes inside back to Erlinson. He plays on, puts it back inside 50. But Cammy Eilert
smart and plays on quickly, saw the space.
So a missed tackle there. Nightcliff on the attack again, and there's numbers everywhere. Although the ball's coming back. Can't see what that one was for, Hodgie.
Yeah, it just went too far. Good pressure from Jaden Adams, come off the bench there and just put a bit of doubt in Coco Nicky's mind. Took one or two steps too many.
But when they went down forward, there was numbers everywhere for Nightcliff, wasn't there?
Well, again, that was the smart play by Cam Eilert, just sort of seeing that on their own 50-metre line and just seeing the space out wide. And Coco Nicky was streaking away, probably a little bit unlucky. It was probably bang on the 15, but I tell you what, Wanderers will be very happy it was called.
So the ball out here.
Scott
for
Freeman
Nightcliff.
puts it on the right, and it will go out on the full. It looked close. He's not happy with that. He's ducked the head and he's like, oh, my bad. But still, the signs are good for Nightcliff, though. They're getting that ball out. Cam Eilert got his hands on that one. And they're sort of getting that first use of the football around the contest.
So Brenton Motlop long down the line looking for Lightning, who's been a bit quiet in his first game back as the ball gets knocked over for a boundary throw-in.
I think this is better for Wanderers. They just need to get that ball long down the line to a contest. If they can get another stoppage, reset one-on-one, I think that's going to be a lot better for them rather than trying to open that corridor up. Nightcliff's pressure through the middle has been fantastic.
So the tap down. Mayer goes at it, gets handball out. Crunching tackle there from Eilert again. Ball going back inside now through Wheatra. 2-on-1 with Lightning. Ball goes out of bounds. Lightning, Liam Patrick looking for the free kick, but nothing's doing.
A couple of shining lights for Wanderers boys. Jared Erlinson and Daniel Wheatra down back are really holding it together at the moment for Wanderers. It is a big margin, but it's a margin that's manageable, that if they kick a couple of quick ones, they're straight back in this game.
I'd like to see the likes of Liam Patrick, Neil VV, Thomas Motlop probably haven't had the biggest impact yet. Although, as you said, Daniel Wheatra takes an absolute great specky there. It just kind of fell into his hands, but didn't quite turn out for Wanderers as Nightcliff looked to get away and probably have the jump on this one. Well done by Wanderers. Gets it out. Motlop has time. Doesn't really use it. Sends it to the contest. Up.
So ball back in dispute on the half-forward flank, although they're going back inside now through Plummer. Bronson Plummer puts a long kick on, and it's over the head of Ferreira for another behind.
Plenty of numbers for Nightcliff behind the ball, boys. It's working really well for them at the moment. Wanderers not able to get any easy shots on goal. They're really having to earn their scoring opportunities so far.
So the Wanderers 1-3-9, Nightcliff 6-4-40, 21 minutes played in the second quarter as Nightcliff bring the ball out now. Joel Cross with the mark, moves it on quickly. Cammy Eilert drops the mark.
Old House Cooper again, streaking away. He'll take a second bounce. He's got room for a third. Doesn't take it, but puts it on the boot. Plenty of room here for Nightcliff, and that's a great take. Great take.
Matthew Bricknell with the mark there, just outside of the square, so it's going to push him around on the angle, but a pretty easy shot.
Nicely done by Ryan Althouse Cooper again. You know, he's just continually having these scoring
as there's been a bit of a stink up in the goal square there.
Goodness gracious me.
From Bricknell. I don't know what he was thinking
that
there.
one again.
Anyway.
I'd almost given that one to him. I was just happy to wrap Ryan Oldhouse Cooper for his good work, but Bricknell will be definitely hoping that he won't pay for that one later on. Nice mark there by Nathan Brown once again.
Yeah, just decision making again, boys, going forward. Not executing very well.
Good contest.
They need to tidy up in this area, be a little bit cleaner with their disposal.
Well done by Moo.
So Nightcliff away through. Kick on there. Coco Nicky smothered, wrapped up. What's the umpire saying? He's saying it's holding the ball. Sorry, pal. Free kick to the Wanderers.
Probably a little harsh on Nicky. The ricochet just came sort of straight back into his arms, but Jules Lockwood asking the same thing, and that's now the second 50 that looks to be paid against Nightcliff in this second quarter. They are up by a considerable margin, but Chris Buck certainly won't like the fact that that's the second to piggyback that they've got this quarter.
So Braden McLean. Wanderers really need a goal before half-time as he puts it inside 50. Good spoil there from Liam Patrick from behind. Ball still in dispute. Great bump. Nice little flick out there. So Motlop in a bit of space, and there's a siren as Motlop boots the ball into the fence. It's half-time at TIO Stadium. Nightcliff 6-5-41, Wanderers 1-3-9. We'll be back with the second half right after this.
Life, so full of surprises. But you don't want a headache to be one of them. Get Panadol Rapid from Chemist Warehouse. It's absorbed 2 times faster than regular Panadol tablets, so you won't miss life's special moments. Panadol Rapid. When pain is gone, life takes its place. Available at Chemist Warehouse for the lowest prices guaranteed.
She's flying down to Alice today.
Don't forget to put away the garden furniture.
Yep, got it.
And just remember the TIO weather alerts. Garden furniture!
Love you too.
She's off, but he's still got TIO. They cover you for territory weather, cyclone, storm surge, flood, hail, and they're local, so they can respond fast.
TIO? Storm's staying, kids. Yeah!
Intersport, new concept store now open in Casuarina Square. Come in and check out a world-class shopping experience. Dedicated sports zones, men's performance, lifestyle, basketball. All new women's zone from running to yoga. And Intersport Kids Zone. All ages, performance footwear and apparel. Plus the new dedicated football zone. All year for all codes. For awesome service and advice, come in and see us. The all-new Intersport concept store, Casuarina Square.
And welcome back to TIO Stadium as we beam out to you all across the country. Nicholas O'Reilly, Andrew Hodges with me. Let's go through a couple of the first half highlights, What did you see, and obviously how are they going to turn it around in the case of Wanderers?
Look, for me on Nightcliff's case, I think their pressure was outstanding. They took the most of their opportunities when they went forward. That +1 at some of those stoppages throughout the quarter really worked well for them. They had plenty of numbers around the footy. On the flip side, Wanderers just crumbled a little bit under pressure. I just think they just need to be a bit smarter with the ball, a little bit more composed and just use it a little better than what they have so far. They've had plenty of opportunities going forward. They've just turned it over unforced at times, and I think if they clean that up, they're a quality side. We've seen them in the past weeks score really easily, so even though the margin is a little bit away from them, I think they can turn that around really quickly.
You can see here on the highlights the speed of Nightcliff has probably troubled Wanderers a bit, especially in that forward 50. The likes of Ryan Moo and Althouse Cooper, Coco Nicky drifted forward as well. It's usually a thing that Wanderers do to other teams, and it seems that Nightcliff is certainly winning that battle at the moment, Nico.
Yeah, I think they've put it, like when they go forward, there's a lot of, it's just like a crazy ball, and there's a lot of pressure around the ball, which is fantastic, and it's obviously working for them as we're back in the middle here to get the second half underway, as Neil Vivi has been moved into the ruck, and we're underway here for the second half. Cam Eilert lets the ball slip out. Erlinson, the scrappy umpire says that's my ball.
Interesting to see Neil Vivi moved in, didn't get any touches in the ruck in the first half, straight in to start the second, so an interesting move there for Wanderers.
So in the middle here, Holt Fitz puts it to centre half forward for Nightcliff. Sam Christie could have been taken high and is. They'll get the free kick. Looks to push it out wide now to Totham. Totham gets a nice little kick over the top. So Fairhead plays on quickly. Going to be a downfield here for Too High. Motlop with the kick. So Wanderers looking to attack early with the kick inside now over the head.
Good hands, and gets it into the danger zone. So Nightcliff managed to see this one out, but that was great hands there by, who was that?
No, you can see so far this quarter, boys, already Wanderers a bit of a change in their approach. They're a little bit more composed with the ball, and their decision making's been a little bit better already.
So VV with the tap down. The hot footy there at the moment. Good contest there inside 50. Motlop gets the kick off quickly to the top of the square. Good fist there over the back from Nightcliff. Liam Patrick just stops.
Well.
Puts a little kick on. Ball out the back, and it looks like Nightcliff are going to clear here. Patrick White with the mark on centre half back. VV stands the mark. He's going to hold it up here.
Not a lot on. Well, that's a lovely kick there, and they'll pay that. That's beautifully done. Stephen Lyons manages to find Liam Holt Fitz there. Just definitely taking their time. This is what they did well, especially in that second quarter, Nightcliff. If there's nothing on, they're going back and having a long. Holt Fitz hits it into the man on the mark. Lyons does well. Holt Fitz soccers it through, has another go, gets it out. Motlop has a chance here, torps it out. It looks like it'll go towards the boundary sideline, and it does.
Yeah, both sides a little bit more composed with the footy, just really trying to control the tempo early in this third quarter until they just try and get some ascendancy on the game.
So Devon Lyons and Neil VV do battle in the ruck again. VV with the tap down. Wanderers with the clearing kick. Motlop takes a mark. Cam Eilert just holds him up for a moment. Good work there from Cam Eilert. So Motlop puts a kick on. A nice little short one. Erlinson. So the kick. Lightning Liam Patrick from the back. But it's all Nightcliff here. Although the handball doesn't hit the target.
Oh, goes straight in the hands Simon Bates, but doesn't make the most of it.
They need to make the most of these opportunities that they're creating. They're not going to get too many tonight, so they need to finish each and every one of these opportunities.
Well, you can see that Simon Bates one right there was very similar to the Paddy White one in the second quarter that they made the most of, and you know, that one Wanderers haven't, and they're definitely going to have to, if they're looking to eliminate this deficit, start making the most of those.
So the ball back inside now for the Wanderers. Been a free kick for in the back. Umpire says play on. A little bit scrappy, and umpire says, oh, ball it up.
Yeah, Wanderers' intensity and their pressure around the ball has definitely lifted so far this quarter, boys, and it's enabled them to keep the ball in their forward half. They need to make the most of these opportunities, being inside 50.
I tell you what, how about the difference that Neil Vivi is making in the ruck? I don't think he's lost one yet. He's four from four, and that's just making a massive difference to this Wanderers side. They're getting run. There's some energy around that ball, all the stuff that they didn't have in the first two terms.
So the ball's still in dispute on the half-forward flank. Kicked inside 50, looking for a target. Ball gets punched down. Umpire says play on. Good handball out there. Below with the hands. Ball still in dispute. A little bit scrappy.
Nightcliff finally a chance to get away. Cam Eilert usually makes good decisions here. Does. Can they get the run? Just hits the tips of Coco Nicky's fingers, and Wanderers a chance to counter here as Motlop will take his time. The mark paid.
So Motlop with the kick. Just a nice little short one. Wanderers looking just to hold it up and make sure they hit that target.
Oh, that looked high and is.
So it could have been advantage there.
Yeah, Paddy Fairhead was pretty keen to play on, but I think they said take it back. Definitely looked away down the left flank there for Wanderers. Both sides, without doubt, slowing it down this quarter. That's a great kick. The first time they've probably done that, and Thomas Motlop makes no mistake with the first time Wanderers have had a really efficient kick inside 50.
Yeah, and the changes Wanderers have made at half-time have all made an impact. Neil Vivi in the ruck. He's an NTFL premiership player in the ruck, and looks like Braden McLean has possibly gone up to wing or even a half-forward flank, and he's had an impact early as well, and Thomas Motlop playing a little bit higher up the ground.
So Motlop with the kick, 48 out on the 45, and he's pushed it to the left. So Wanderers with the opening score here in the second quarter. 1-5-11, Nightcliff 6-5-41. 6 minutes played in the third quarter. As we're back underway, looks like it's going to be, wasn't touched, so on the full. So a free kick for the Wanderers, so they can reload here. They move it on quickly to Motlop.
A lot of one-on-one situations inside 50 here, as we've seen for a lot this game. Nicely done by Thomas Motlop, though, just taking his time and not rushing, as we've seen this quarter. Although he's chucked it on the right step, probably didn't pay off as well as going, although it might. Probably wasn't the most efficient way of doing it, but Davin Ferreira, the man bun, has a chance to get the first for Wanderers.
Yeah, he's got to finish this one. They've had a pretty good, probably 7 minutes of this quarter. The pressure's definitely up from Wanderers, and they're creating plenty of opportunities, but they must finish these opportunities.
So Ferreira on the approach.
A long approach, isn't it?
Yeah, he's a very good set shot for goal, boys.
So Ferreira puts the kick on, and he's pushed that to the left as well. So they're missing their opportunities early here in the third quarter.
Hodgie strikes again. Well done, mate.
Wanderers 1-6-12. Nightcliff 6-5-41. 7 minutes played in the third quarter as Nightcliff look to clear, but it's coming back inside quickly. Good fist there from Brown, although
has a second strike at it.
It's off to the left again.
Well. Good to see Ferreira making an impact, though, and getting his hands on the ball. And again, it's certainly, I know we've mentioned it a couple of times already, but Neil Vivi just managing to get his hands on the ball and keeping it down that end. But, oh, that's heavy contact there. Nightcliff taking their time once again. They'll go straight down the guts. Lockwood has a chance, doesn't take it. Although, again, early play, Lockwood gets his hands on it again. Might just kick to the space. He does. Cleaned up well there by Wanderers, and they'll manage to get out of trouble for the most part. And depending on the bounce here, it goes to contest.
So it bounces out the back. Nice little handball.
Pereira can't stop touching it at the moment. That's a pretty effective kick. Probably needed to do better. That was Tyler Brimacombe.
So Nightcliff looking to clear again. Wanderers with all the early play so far, they just can't put it on the scoreboard. So nice little step there from Old House Cooper to back down the wing. Little tap on. BB's just going to sit right on top of everyone, and the umpire's going to say, I'll ball it up.
Definitely a little bit more open this third quarter.
Yeah, it has
a few more targets here.
Has definitely opened
Neil
up.
Vivi is he's actually pinned that one out of the air. Don't worry about the tap. I'll just grab a hold of it. Thank you very much. Nightcliff managed to mop it up through Kane Riley, who falls over his own feet. Erlinson does well, puts it on the right boot to the dangerous spot. Nightcliff again thwart it. Here he is, Liam Patrick. First real chance in open space, puts it on the left boot. It looks like the skipper Nathan Brown will mop this one up, but encouraging signs there for Wanderers.
So Nathan Brown. Nightcliff clearing here. Pretty easy here through Patrick White on the wing. He drops it. Nice little kick over the top.
Caleb Walker plenty of time here as he gets it just inside 50, and there's a Nightcliff player down there, Coco Nicky. Open, very open. He'll try and hit his target, and does in Cam Idlet. That's just great play, and we saw that in the second quarter as well.
Yeah, it's the first time for the quarter, boys. You saw early on, Nightcliff really controlled the ball, slow play, control tempo of the game. As soon as they move the ball quickly, they get inside 50, they get probably one of their best set shots for goal on the end of it, and they get another scoring opportunity. They're probably going to move the ball a lot quicker than what they have in the early part of this quarter.
So Cam Eilert with a tough kick right near the boundary on the outer side, puts the kick on.
He likes it.
And the goal umpire
He's got it.
Really likes it.
Great
and
kick.
That's a goal.
Great kick from Cameron Eilert. That's a tough pocket to kick from if you're a right footer on that side of the ground. He's done very well and just bent that one back beautifully. And almost against the run of play, Nightcliff, from a great Nathan Brown kick in, have gone pretty much the length uninhibited. And then, you love to see that as your back men and your men in the middle to find the target up front and to make the most of it. That's beautifully done.
Yeah, that was the difference, boys. Just moving the ball quickly. They had plenty of options going forward. Wanderers just couldn't get back to cover it. They were all on the attack, but Nightcliff going the other way. Quick ball movement, create an opportunity, and great finish by the great Cameron Eilert.
So Nightcliff 7-5-47, Wanderers 1-7-13, 11 minutes played in the third quarter as we're back underway in the middle. VV takes out of the ruck, gets a nice little handball out. Liam Patrick, nothing's doing there.
Erlinson puts it on the right foot. He's done that a couple of times this so far. Oh, Liam Patrick had every chance going back with the flight. Little bit disappointed with himself, I think, there, because they had a good chance to hit straight back.
So VV and Dirksen in the ruck. Forward pocket for the Wanderers. VV dominant in the ruck again. The scrap on here. Ball kicked out by Nightcliff. Patrick White in pursuit of the ball. Gets a handball out. Hublot does well. Keeps it in. Nice little handball over the top.
Great hands.
Great take. Banana from nowhere. And it's out on the full. So probably could have done a little bit better there, Hodgie.
Yeah, outstanding pickup by Braden McLean. Just couldn't finish. He's one of the guys, the changes they've made at half-time, boys. He's gone forward, and he's had a lot of involvements early on, as well as Thomas Motlop being a bit higher up the ground.
So Nathan Brown in the back pocket for Nightcliff. Wait to hit that target up again. See something he likes
he's
in
been
the
smart
middle
today,
in
Nathan
Farron
Brown.
James.
Has not made a bad decision out of his own end.
So Farron James with the kick over the top. The other pocket. Nightcliff looking to go forward now. Patrick White out there with a little nudge. Umpire says play on. Pat's it to his advantage.
He's been sensational today, White. He's played right up top of the field and he's playing back now and sort of on that flank as well. He's been everywhere and he's done a very good job wherever he goes.
So Nightcliff put it inside 50, although it's mopped up there by Daniel Weitra.
That's about his third or fourth intercept mark. He's done quite well. I think Hodgie mentioned it. He's certainly been a shining light for Wanderers so far today.
So a bit of pressure on from Sam Christie. He's stunk the kick up. The ball's still in dispute. Snap over the top. Neil VV nearly clean bowls him. Umpire says play on, could have been in the back, and it is. It's coming back. A free kick to the Wanderers.
Yeah, it looks like Neil VV's now gone down back, so there's a fair bit of workload for him. Looks like in this second half, he's going to go through the ruck and play down back as well.
Yeah, he's got his hands on the head at the moment, taking in a couple of deep breaths as Wanderers streak down the field pretty easily, it has to be said. Bricknell does well, or did well, then missed and fell off the tackle. Wanderers still with the opportunity here. There's Liam Patrick. Probably just didn't get the best handball off with that left hand.
So Marcus Totham sees it over the boundary line on the outer wing. 14 minutes played. Nightcliff a 7-5, 47. Wanderers 1-7-13.
See, well done to the replay team here. Captured every single bit of this in slow motion. Did well initially, Matty Bricknell, and then just fell off it at the end. But didn't end up too bad as Nightcliff get the chance here to get out of their own end. Smart handball there, just sort of put it anywhere but out of trouble in the middle. See the Nightcliff bench there looking on eagerly. They've been pretty good today with their rotations. As far as I know, they're still at a complete rotation as well, which will certainly help as we get into this third quarter, Hodgie.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously a pretty warm night. The more you rotate, the harder you're going to run at the end of the game.
So Lara Croft at centre forward, plays on quickly, puts it inside 50. Cam Eilert by himself, turns around and goes bang! Bang, bang, bang. Cam Eilert gets another.
Are we calling Cameron Eilert man bun as well today? Because that's definitely man bun territory.
It's a bit of a Nathan Fife feel about it, I would have thought. Not quite the man bun, but still very stylish, Jake.
Yeah, Lara Croft to a man bun's always a good combination, so you'll pay that there for Nightcliff.
I'll bring us back to the game, boys. Nightcliff, again, outstanding. Just moving the ball quickly and creating scoring opportunities. Just as soon as they move the ball quickly, it does open up for them, and they probably need to focus a little bit more on that. Wanderers just need to continue to play one-on-one and ensure they don't get those easy ones out the back.
Cameron Eilert will not kick an easier one this year, and that's 2 for him in this quarter.
So Nightcliff 8-5-53, Wanderers 1-7-13. Wanderers in a bit of strife now as they're looking to clear
Erlinson Falcons VV. He says, welcome back to the middle, mate. Cop one in the melon. But VV reacts well and gets one inside 50.
So it's a hot ball inside 50 here for the Wanderers.
Ferreira, good pressure there and does well and pays dividends for it. Gets thrown away. Probably could have got a free for a push.
He was out of position there, boys. He just created something out of nothing, just through his pressure on the Nightcliff defence.
Free for it as well. Well done. That was very well deserved. Going to be a tight angle here, but he'll try and run around.
So plays on, puts the kick on, going across the face of goal. Lightning Liam Patrick's there, but it's out of bounds on the full. So Kane Riley with the kick back in, Hodgie.
Yeah, they've had a number of opportunities this corner and haven't been able to cash in on any of them. They need to make sure that they finish these opportunities.
Yeah, because you've got to give Ferreira full credit. He's probably had 4 or 5 half opportunities this quarter alone since he's moved right forward. But yeah, just not making the most of it.
Yeah, and you can see the difference between, Wanderers are really having to work hard for their scoring opportunities. Nightcliff have had some really easy scoring opportunities arise for them off the back of them just moving the ball quickly. So credit to Nightcliff's defence, who are doing a great job and putting a lot of pressure on those Wanderers.
So ball thrown back in on the half-forward flank. VV with the tap down again. Ball pops out the back. Freeman. Kick gets underway. One-on-one here. Ball missed. And umpire circling, and we're going to have another throw-up.
It's been an interesting quarter, boys. Wanderers have definitely lifted their intensity, and it's been quite impressive, but as equally impressive has been Nightcliff's ability to be able to rise with that and go head-to-head with it and still build on their lead.
Yeah, completely agree with you, Bodgie. Wanderers certainly had a decent talking to at half-time, been much better this quarter, but yeah, you've got to give full credit to Nightcliff, who are certainly running with them. As they manage to get out of a bit of strife here as Bates puts it onto the left boot to a big contest. A fly through there by Brown, I think it was. That could be done, and he is.
Good tackle there from Liam Patrick. So the intensity's lifted from Liam as he puts it inside 50. It's a nice kick, although it's just over the top.
Here he is again.
Get out.
Oh my goodness!
Get out.
Ferreira!
He's
had 5 goes, but that is an absolute brilliant goal. That's as good as we've seen this season, boys.
That was the hardest of all the opportunities he's had, and he's nailed it. Really well done. He's a very opportunistic forward. As we saw, great work from Liam Patrick to get that turnover there. Good kick into space. Advantage to a teammate, and Darwin Ferreira just weighed this up perfectly.
Look at that. Chucked a bit of off spin on it, and it just spun beautifully. As you said, he's had 5 or 6 opportunities this quarter, and we probably knocked him a little bit for not taking them, but full credit where credit's due to make the most out of that one, and that might be just what the Mucks need to get up and about and say, you know, we can do this.
So Lyons and VV back in the middle. Free kick against VV there, running straight at Lyons. He's asking the question. So Nightcliff 8-5-53, Wanderers 2-7-19. 20 minutes played into the third quarter as Lyons puts it inside 50 for Nightcliff. Oh, could have nearly a great mark down there.
Yeah, Daniel Weecher flying in again. This one looks messy right here. Everybody just diving. No real sense of urgency. Although Weecher's the one who comes out of the pack, gets it skewed off the right boot. Might get the bounce here. Wanderers, they do, but it looks like it'll go out for the boundary sideline, and it does. The call of ball echoed out through the crowd here at TIO Stadium, but to no avail. Hodgie, what do Wanderers need to do in this exact moment? We're coming towards the end of the third quarter to try and get a couple of late goals and really put some pressure on the Tigers.
I think they've done everything they needed to this quarter. They've definitely listed intensity, made some really good moves to get themselves back in the game. They've created the opportunities, but like we said, they haven't capitalised on them.
There was a holding the man free kick here going the way of Jared Erlinson. So Erlinson puts it long down the line looking for Liam Patrick. Nice punch over the line there. And we're going to have another boundary throw in.
Certainly no lack of effort from Jared Erlinson today. He's been extremely good. He'd have a lot of touches on the ball, always been around it, been strong in the upper body over it as well, and he's certainly tried his best today. As you see, Neil Vivi again having a huge impact on that ruck contest. Goes out to Thomas Motlop. He was trying to get another favourable bounce as well. It doesn't work out that way, but they work out nicely back into their own forward 50 area where they can try and keep that pressure on. But again, as they've done for most of the night, they Nightcliff get out very easy, and Kane Riley's had 2 bounces and could have taken probably 2 more if he wanted to, but why do that when you can have a kick like that? And that's a beautiful take there by Zach Dirksen.
So it's touched over the line here, so we're going to have another boundary throw in the opposite wing.
I know they got down there quickly, but you'd really like to see a bit more urgency in that when they could have put that forward pressure on inside 50, and you know, Nathan Brown could have kicked it to 3 blokes, chose Kane Riley, who had 50 metres between his nearest rival. You really need to put more pressure on inside 50 as Wanderers do try and make amends and go back inside 50 again. Brown with the mop up, he's done it brilliantly all day. Oh, that's just smart football. That's experienced football. That not so much that it goes out over the boundary sideline, but geez, that's great by Nathan Brown, who's been brilliant all day.
Yeah, very impressive, but yeah, Wanderers also on the flip side, just their ability to squeeze in and put that pressure on Nightcliff and cause that turnover. to get a forward 50 stoppage is worth its weight in gold for them. But again, they need to score here to give themselves an opportunity in the last quarter.
Yeah, 33 points at the moment. We've seen how quick Wanderers can score. So if they can get one more just before this three-quarter siren, it might be just the impetus they need going into the final term. Although if it keeps going over the boundary sideline like this, the siren might beat them first. Although looks like Nightcliff have managed to get a free here as they try and get themselves out of trouble.
So Farron James with the long kick, VV there with the fist. Good tackle and pressure there from VV. And we're going to have another boundary throw in. So the score here, Nightcliff 8-5-53, the Wanderers 2-8-20, 23 minutes played in the third quarter. Wanderers really need to get a goal out of this. And it doesn't look like that's going to happen. The end of the quarter anyway, so three-quarter time here at TIO Stadium. Nightcliff 8-5-53, Wanderers 2-8-20. We'll be back with the last quarter right after this.
So we can feel, really feel together, real together. No one can stop. No one can stop. Nothing could ever bring me
Life, so full of surprises. But you don't want a headache to be one of them. Get Panadol Rapid from Chemist Warehouse. It's absorbed 2 times faster than regular Panadol tablets, so you won't miss life's special moments. Panadol Rapid. When pain is gone, life takes its place. Available at Chemist Warehouse for the lowest prices guaranteed.
She's flying down to Alice today.
Don't forget to put away the garden furniture.
Yep, got it.
And just remember the TIO weather alerts. Garden furniture!
Love you too.
She's off, but he's still got TIO. They cover you for territory weather, cyclone, storm surge, flood, hail, and they're local, so they can respond fast.
TIO? Storm staying, kids. Yeah!
Intersport, new concept store now open in Casuarina Square. Come in and check out a world-class shopping experience. Dedicated sports zones, men's performance, lifestyle, basketball. All new women's zone from running to yoga. And Intersport Kids Zone. All ages, performance footwear and apparel. Plus the new dedicated football zone. All year for all codes. For awesome service and advice, come in and see us. The all-new Intersport concept store, Casuarina Square.
Magical goals, big hits. It's all happening, fellas. Great third term. A lot more interesting that third term because I think both sides managed to get a little bit of a more run on, understand their style of play, and really both were a lot more even in that third quarter.
I think the Wanderers were a lot better that quarter, but just missed their opportunity when going forward, Hodgie.
Yeah, spot on. They definitely lifted their intensity. You can see Aaron Motlop there getting the troops rallied for this last quarter. They're definitely still in striking distance. They can score quick enough to get themselves back in this game, but the moves that they made at half-time definitely made a difference. Neil VV in the ruck, Braden McLean across half forward. Thomas Motlop coming higher up the ground. We saw Liam Patrick impose himself more on the game, and at times they were really impressive. Like you said, they didn't take their opportunities, but as equally impressive, Nightcliff just withstood that and actually, continued to increase their lead. So it'll be really interesting this last quarter, Jake.
Can we just say, how good is this? Well done to our cameraman getting right in amongst the action. That's what people at home want to see. You can see how much it means to Wanderers getting in there, talking about obviously tactical decisions, but also emotional style decisions. And yeah, well done to the camera team getting in there as the hands are right in there and beaming those great shots to you all across Australia tonight and also tomorrow as well. Boys, that's just brilliant.
So we're just a few moments away here from the opening bounce of the last quarter. Nightcliff 8-5-53, the Wanderers 2-8-20. Hodgie, can you see the Wanderers coming back from 33 points down?
Yeah, I can. If they had that same quarter as they did in the third, create plenty of opportunities, but the difference is they've just got to finish, and they're good enough to finish, and hopefully they can run this one out and get themselves back in the game. Obviously, Nightcliff, what's worked for them from all night, we saw early in that third quarter, they slowed the play down and really controlled the tempo. It didn't quite work for them. As soon as they moved the ball quickly, they created those opportunities and got themselves a score on the board.
I think their better quarter come off the back of VV going into the ruck. I thought he was really dominant around the stoppages and was getting...
Well, he's very clever in the ruck, but then also when the ball hits the ground, he's almost like another midfielder. So, he's been outstanding.
Energy
tonight.
as well, just simple energy. I think the boys get up and around when he's going at it. And he certainly made a difference. It's just now, can it be a 33-point difference is really how much have Wanderers got left in the tank. It's a warm night, around 33 degrees. Can they overcome that deficit as we get underway?
So VV, as we pump up his tyres, does absolutely nothing as the ball goes to centre half forward, although there he is now. He puts the tackle on. Ball in dispute here. Could have been a throw out. Umpire says play on. Ball goes forward for Wanderers, but it looks like it's going to go out of bounds on the half-forward flank. And it is deliberate. Hodgie did the motion, and I agreed with him. No, I didn't.
Bit unlucky there. Bit of a missed kick, but nonetheless, that's the rules. It goes out of bounds, and Nightcliff get an opportunity to go forward.
So Scott Freeman with the kick down the line. BV there. Sam Christie sits on his opponent.
Well done,
Kyle Emery.
Again, just coming out over the top and stopping that. The Nightcliff certainly have the ascendancy when it comes to attack, but Daniel Weech has certainly done everything that he possibly can to thwart those forward motions.
So good knock on there from Nightcliff. As there's a hot ball straight to Cam Islet's face. Watch that man bum. We don't want to mess that up. Ball goes down the line, but it's coming back in the way of Roger Morris.
Plenty of room and good hands there by Ryan Moo. Takes most of the time. Jules Lockwood goes back with the flight. Probably won't get to the ball in time, and he doesn't. Lovely hands there by Ryan Moo to make the most of that situation.
Followed up by one of the biggest floaters I've ever seen. Jake didn't give Jules Lockwood much of an opportunity to mark that.
Yeah, he was. I think that one was swirling around a bit too, because by the way Jules was running after it. And see Philip Wills there, the big name recruit for Nightcliff this season. Hasn't played yet this season for the club. Kind of forget how valuable he's going to be for this Nightcliff team when he comes back in.
So Wanderers clear it out of their defensive line. Ryan Moo bowls him over. Cam Islet gets it on the half volley, gets a handball over the top. Good play there from Cam Islet. Nice kick.
Yeah,
inside.
Well
just juggled there.
Well done there by Coco Nicky. Sort of like sliding and on the angle as well, but stayed composed, which is a sign of a good player when you're sort of under a bit of duress there. And, he'll have a nice, probably pretty much straight in front, 30 out, to, again, get that early blood in the quarter, which they've done every quarter so far.
So to blow this one out to 39 points. Coco with the kick, and he's just pushed it to the right.
Happy with that one, a bit disappointed in himself.
So Nightcliff moved to 8-6-54. Wanderers 2-8-20. Just look to move it on quickly. Erlinson plays on. Long down the line, looking for Patrick. Doesn't quite get there.
Well done by Holt Fitz. Turned on a dime. Gets it on the right. Might be pinged. And he is.
So good pressure there from the Wanderers. They're looking to put it forward. Little kick over the top. Just a bit of air time there, but good mark there from Erlinson with the pressure from behind.
I'm calling it, fellas. This is calm before the storm. Wanderers certainly taking their time with it, but they're going to need to explode, and here it is. They put it into a dangerous position. A big fly there. Thomas Motlop gets on the right foot. It's bouncing. Well done there by Ryan Moo, who takes his time, and pretty awful kick to put the skipper under pressure. He won't like that. Totham manages to get the ball out, but unfortunately to the Nightcliff players who managed to kind of mop this up, although we have a free here to Wanderers, so they'll definitely appreciate that one. Might have been a little in the back there as Neil VV runs from the field for a well-earned break. He's been very good. Again, this is a very important moment of the game here, fellas. Wanderers finally can have first blood in the quarter because they've missed out in the 3 so far. Motlop will be the one who's lining up for the kick. If they can get this one, it'll make it a bit more interesting with plenty of time left on the clock.
So Motlop with the kick on goal. They really need this one, but he pushes it to the left.
You just can't do that. You're right in front. The team really needs a goal. You've got to put that away, the young fella.
So the quick play on, looking for Cam Eilert. Just knocks it to the advantage down there.
Kane Riley smart again. Good all day and gets another chance at it. Finds it, uses it well. Interesting setup here. Wanderers, 2 players on the one, but Paddy White's the one who gets it. Ball's anybody's here. Nice run through. That's
Big
Lyons.
Devon Lyons, as he's pushed it to the right. So Nightcliff, 8-7-55. Wanderers 2-9-21 as Wanderers need to get the ball moving quickly.
Oh, White, great grab. Screamed in from middle of the field and read it beautifully. Thomas Motlop was under it, but just the ball wouldn't come down quick enough.
Not a good situation to be in that Thomas Motlop was in just there. Kick probably had to be a little bit more to advantage, so Thomas had to move to the ball. Was left a bit of a sitting duck there, but well done by White to come across. He's been really impressive tonight. His work rate's been really high, and he's been involved, and his intensity at the ball's been outstanding.
So
we'll get a good view of this one. Coming round, not enough. Minor score for the Tigers again. Wanderers, will they try and get out as quickly as they did last time? They will. Nicely done too. Do they take on that run? Doesn't seem like they'll go back. Ma looking for a very forward out of his normal pocket in Liam Patrick. Definitely a quicker ball movement plan for Wanderers here as they try to, I guess, gain that ascendancy back as it's going a little end-to-end at the moment.
It's definitely quicker, but it's more controlled, Jake. You see the decision-making, they're executing really well here.
So the ball inside 50 for the Wanderers. Ball in dispute there. Good pick-up.
Erlinson hits the pack hard. He's done that well today. Oh, Brown! He's absolutely had an air kick. Is that a thing? An air kick? If it is, he's done it. Fairhead puts it.
And good defending back there from Nightcliff.
Old air kick.
It's one of my favourites.
Geez, he gave it a fair crack at it, though. If he connected, it would have been up in the forward 50 from Nathan Brown. Coco Nicky with the ball in his hands now. Just puts it to the contact. Two Nightcliff players, but they probably didn't make the most of it, although they get away quite easily now.
So it's a race in the forward line.
Aplenty.
But Wanderers going to win out here with the kick outside. So Motlop got a little bit of time and space, throws it on the left.
Motlop combination there.
So he,
opening up a bit here,
puts it inside. Spoil there from Nightcliff, Hodgie.
Yeah, Brownie come off about 30 metres off his opponent there to impact that contest and get it out of bounds and get this stoppage here. So he's been outstanding tonight. He's worked really hard. For him to come off his opponent like that and impact it is outstanding.
He just makes smart decisions too, which is so valuable at the back. Hasn't put a foot wrong all day. He's got plenty of the pill as well, and as you said, come off his man when he needs to. Nicely done by Thomas Motlop with a couple of fends and chucks it into a dangerous situation.
So Ferreira and Liam Patrick, Sam Christie slides in. Liam Patrick gets a ball, puts a kick on. 2-on-1 there to Nightcliff. Umpire says play on, ball in dispute on the ground.
Motlop a chance to
nice
make amends.
handball.
Touched. Oh, the Cops wants Nathan Brown in a little bit of strife there.
Could have copped a knee to the chest there, it looks like.
I think it was a arm coming over the top. We'll see it here on the replay. Ball comes down, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Particular.
Ear massage. So Nightcliff looking to clear the ball outside of their 50. 8:56 Nightcliff to the Wanderers, 2:10:22. 9 minutes played in the final quarter at TIO Stadium. As Simon Bates runs onto this
is very
one.
good in these situations, although he just hands it off. He usually works well when he gets a bit of space, Simon Bates.
So
Liam Patrick can fly, just didn't quite get the run up that he wanted, because you could see that he was definitely eyeing it off. Kane Riley with a smart decision once again. They'll try and swing it all the way to the other side of the field. They've done well, and it'll open right up if the bounce comes. Doesn't quite. Wanderers a chance to mop up.
So good handball.
Cooper with some room here. Smart. Oh, that was one that should have been taken. Wanderers with a much better chance to clean this one up, and they do.
So Ma puts the ball inside in the middle of the ground. Wheatra.
Smart kick by Wheatra. Probably needed a bit more movement towards the ball there, but the bounce here, perhaps a second. Oh, Simon Bates definitely used all of his 15 metres.
So Nightcliff with the numbers. They get the kick out. Holt fits.
It's elusive. tiny little bounce. Completely unnecessary, but it looks cool all the same. He could be pinged here. Might not matter. Ferreira with the grubber, and that is in. That's another great goal to Darwin Ferreira, and great pressure from Wanderers there to get an off-the-run goal there.
Yeah, Liam Holtfitz just needed to clear that ball. We saw a bit of a shake and bake and bounce at the same time and just turn the ball over, but great pressure from Wanderers here to be able to create this opportunity.
You can see on the replay here, he did well initially, then took a really pointless bounce and then put his teammates under all kinds of pressure, back pedaling, and then a great effort there by Keelan Fijo, who put enough pressure on, and we can see there after missing a couple of chances in that third quarter and then hitting that magical goal towards the end of the third, Ferreira having an impact.
Wanderers, all their best clearance players back in the middle for this centre bounce.
So Nightcliff 8:56, Wanderers 3:10:28, 11 minutes played in the final quarter. As Coco Nicky goes forward, puts the shot on goal, and he's dominant.
That is a great goal to Coco Nicky, and that will really hurt the Wanderers after a good goal at the other end.
Just see the difference between the two sides. Wanderers are working really hard to get their scoring opportunities and get their goals, and then as easy as that, Nightcliff just go down the other end within a couple of seconds from that centre bounce and score quite easily.
That was far too easy, wasn't it? VV with the tap, which got re-tapped back the other way, and Simon Bates, couldn't really do too much about that fumble. But then, just look at that, no pressure anywhere. He could have taken another two bounces there. No one went towards him, and when you get that time and you get that space, you've got to make the opposition pay, and Coco Nicky did exactly that.
So Nightcliff 62, Wanderers 28. As Motlop looks to put the ball inside 50 for the Wanderers, can they get a quick reply? Ball in dispute there in the forward pocket. Good pick up there from McLean. Back to Motlop. He does a little bit of a dance, and it's out of bounds. So we're going to have a boundary throw in on the forward flank for the Wanderers. They need the quick reply to stay in the game. Otherwise, she's all over.
Yeah, it was, obviously just a couple of minutes ago when Wanderers got that goal, you could sort of see the feeling of the game that Wanderers certainly felt that they were back in it, but sort of the heads have gone down since that Coco Nicky goal, and they'll certainly need a very quick reply if they're to stay in it.
They're down by 34 as it stands now with the kick towards the top of the square.
Ferreira could get another one, chucks it on the right boot, puts the right arm up and says, come on, boys. That's a great goal, another opportunistic goal there to Darwin Ferreira, who's really starting to have an impact in this forward line for Wanderers.
He has. We've seen in the second half he had plenty of scoring opportunities in that third, and finally this quarter he's making the most of those opportunities. Just got the ball forward at any cost here. It wasn't pretty, just got it, kept going their way. And Darwin Ferreira did a great job of protecting that drop zone with his strong body strength here.
Yeah.
Just created that space for himself, and then a really good finish.
So the deficit back to 28 points. 13 minutes played in the final quarter. BV in the middle, looking to be dominant again. See if I can get a clearance here. Cam Islet's running onto it.
I just did that a little bit too easy, didn't he, Cam Isle, as he puts it on the right boot. Contested really only by Wanderers there. Great tackle by Liam Holt-Fitz.
Like a little bull terrier, Holt-Fitz gets the ball out. Oldhouse Cooper in pursuit. Nice handball over the top, although it's put Motlop under pressure, but he's good enough to get the handball out.
He's done well there.
Ball on the wing.
Simon Bates usually good in this situation, but that's a great tackle.
Throwing as a bit of the crowd gets a bit vocal, watching.
Yeah, great one-on-one contest there with Bates.
He's been good, Roger Morris.
Yeah, he's been impressive throughout the night. But a great one-on-one contest. Bates just put the ball on the ground. Crowd not too happy with that. Thought maybe he was holding the ball.
He's quite a sizable lad, Roger Morris, but he moves very well, more like an undersized mid. He's had a very good game in and around the ball. As we see the turn there, and
can Lightning do any damage here? Nightcliff looking to control the ball. Run it out.
Oh, well done, just getting it on the right peg.
Is it coming back in for the Wanderers? So ball still in dispute. Handball out to Sam Christie. Advantage paid. Sam puts it inside 50 to wait. Ferreira on the lead. He crashes into a knee. Umpire says play on. Sam Christie with the tackle onto Nightcliff. Nightcliff looking to clear through the middle, although it looks like it's going to come back.
Yeah, nicely done. Just read that one a little bit better than his opponent. Interestingly, goes out to Weetra taking their time here. Nightcliff plays not putting any pressure on, preferring to get back, and that's really made them pay, as Liam Patrick just says, well, if you're not going to attack the man with the ball, I'll put on a nice lead, and they make the most of it.
Yeah, Nightcliff had plenty of numbers back there, boys. Ma went sideways to Weetra and then out to McLean just to get around that. Those numbers that Nightcliff had back created a bit of space for Liam Patrick out in this far pocket. Really good ball users to cut guys leading up to this.
So Patrick on a tight angle puts the kick on across the face of goal. Good spoil there from Nightcliff. Ball still in dispute in their forward line, although it was a good pickup. We're going to have a free kick here. And it's coming back to Nightcliff. So Nightcliff looking to clear. So a little nudge under the ball there. Umpire says play on. And out of bounds. So Justin Marr not finding that target in close. There's a bit going on off the ball here.
Yeah, Marr and Coco Nicky certainly having a few words to say. I think actually Marr is saying to any Nightcliff player that will come within 5 metres of him at the moment. But yeah, it's certainly as we come to fever pitch in this game, feelings are getting quite high. Daniel Weecher does beautifully again. He's having a great fourth quarter, as is Thomas Motlop, who's getting his hands on the ball. It's inside 50. It's anyone's. Great here come there. And Nightcliff, just didn't quite use it well enough.
So Feijo puts the kick on.
Nice.
Just touched on the line.
Jaden Shaw pretty effective there and read it nicely compared to probably some of his other teammates.
So Nightcliff 9.8.62, Wanderers 4.10.34, 17 minutes
Riley.
played.
How good has he been today? That's just a great work. Numbers against him just to get it to the contest and keep Nightcliff moving forward as they do. Oldhouse Cooper, he's been great in these situations all day. Just chucks it on the right boot, looking for White.
So ball in dispute here. Nightcliff trying to score a goal to seal the deal.
That is Scramble City over
Hang on,
here.
this is absolutely ridiculous. Umpire says holding the ball. Sam Christie with the good tackle there in the back pocket.
That was a debacle.
There was man buns flying around.
Oh, goodness
It had it
gracious.
all. Sam Christie has the Nat 5 sort of, see the man bun there?
Yeah, I think there's a little bauble on the top there.
There
We'll
is.
pay it. We'll pay it. That's number 4 for the evening.
As Christie puts it outside 50, looking for VV. Good climb there at the back. Nightcliff reloading. Well, it's spilled out of the pack, and we're going to have a boundary throw in the forward pocket.
Plenty of pressure, boys, but pretty sloppy as well. So I think Nightcliff still trying to play that breakneck sort of footy. 19-minute mark of the last quarter. They maybe just need to control the tempo of the game, try and get a mark here, just try and take the speed off it a little bit.
You can see there with all their rotations as well, which always helps late in the game. They certainly have run the harder today, and it's not often that you see a side probably outrun. Wanderers known for their run and curry, especially on the flanks, but they've come in with a specific game plan, stop that run and curry and almost fight fire with a little bit of fire themselves. White puts it on the left. Oh, he's done it again. That's his second snap for the evening. He's very good at that, White. At both ends of the field, he's been great, and another great goal for Nightcliff. That one makes it almost very difficult.
She's done.
Come back.
Yeah, White's had an outstanding game, boys. His work rate forward of the footy and his ability to put pressure on the opposition's been pretty impressive, and obviously he's kicked a few goals as well.
He just doesn't panic when he's in that goal square. You can see, we've seen it 3 or 4 times today. He just makes smart decisions, doesn't rush as we've seen at the other end, and that leads to you putting it on the boot effectively. He had no idea really where the goals were there. He was just hoping that he, that they were behind him. But yeah, great move there by Paddy White. He's done that a couple of times today.
So Nightcliff 68, Wanderers 34. I think she's all over here at TIO as Wanderers go inside 50. Motlop with the good tackle on there, nice pressure. And the umpire's holding the ball. So Tom Motlop will have the kick right in front of goal. It's 50. So they're being marched up to the goal
Thomas Motlop
line.
going to take no time with this one.
And a sneaky little kick there from Tom Motlop. So
goal in his
Nightcliff,
150th game for the Muck Mucks. Well done, Thomas.
Congratulations, Thomas.
Not just yet, boys. The umpire didn't call time on, so he's got to go back and have his kick again. But
A little bit too cheeky for his own good there.
This is awkward. Sorry, Hodgie.
Yeah, good.
All right, let's do it all again. Motlop goes bang.
Happy goal in your
Directly in front.
150th.
So we're back. Sorry, guys, we're back.
a little bit of sting out of the game, but Wanderers again just created something out of nothing here, and well done by Thomas. Sort of protected that drop zone. Good follow up, good tackle. As much as not, Wanderers have definitely lifted in their second half to try and get themselves back in the game. Nightcliff have really withstood the pressure and been able to just flex their muscles and go on with this and keep that margin the way it is.
Nightcliff 10-8-68, Wanderers 5-10-40 as the ball's thrown back up. Nightcliff have got Southern Crocs next weekend, Hodgie, which will be an absolute cracker. Ball's going back inside, although there's a free kick being paid here. And it's against Feijo.
It could very well be a top-of-the-table clash next week, Nico, if Nightcliff go on to win this one. Southern District's currently on percentage top of the table, so it could be an absolute beauty next weekend.
So ball back inside 50 now. Ball pops out the back to Bricknell.
Nicely done. He's happy with that one, young Matty Bricknell, and he's tried hard all day. And yeah, if that's most certainly a sealer for the Tigers, and they're pretty happy about it as well. Hands on hips for Wanderers. But yeah, they've just run hard. They've continued to go hard at the ball. Nightcliff, you can see here, they're well in front, but they've smart manoeuvre, packing it right into that forward 50, and Bricknell just wanted it more. Daniel Weecher has been sensational all day. Certainly wasn't not trying, but yeah, Daniel Bricknell just wanting it more, Matty Bricknell, sorry.
And they've just making the most of their opportunities, boys. They've had only 4 more scoring shots than Wanderers, over the night, and they've just made them pay every opportunity they've had.
It's about taking your chances, isn't it, Hodgie? And Nightcliff certainly done that well. Those 50-50 ones, more often than not, have gone in. And for the Wanderers, probably the opposite story. A couple of missed chances, although we have seen Ferreira make a couple of good ones towards his back end of the half. Yeah, and we see Cammy with the ball here. He's been really good tonight, but I think one of the positive things for Nightcliff is that all their kids have stood up tonight. Liam Holt-Fitz, Oldhouse Cooper, these guys have been outstanding, and White forward as well. So it's good to see, they've got such an experienced player like Cammy, and he's got so many teammates that have stood up tonight as well. Yeah, he's been good, Cammy Islet, but certainly not those superstar performances like we've seen probably in rounds 1 and 2, where he's clearly the best player on the field. Those other guys have sort of stepped up. Cam Islet's been Cam Islet. But to have those young fellas step up and I guess really come and join him being at that elite level is very handy. And don't forget the captain down back, Nathan Brown's been outstanding as well.
So Nightcliff heading to 3 and zip to open up the 2017-18 season as the Wanderers move it forward through Christie. Motlop in a nice one-on-one there. Good contest there from Motlop, who ended up 2-on-1, although Nightcliff are going to clear through Ryan Moo. He's been good today too, Ryan Moo. Jeez, he always uses the ball very well. Hits up Oldhouse Cooper. Oldhouse Cooper moves it on quickly. Patrick White takes a mark on the forward flank. Not much doing inside 50 for White, so he just puts it to the top of the square, and there it is. There's the siren in the last. Nightcliff 11-8, 74. Wanderers 5-10-40. Hodgie, talk me through it.
Just a great game. Nightcliff, obviously, plenty of pressure early on. Withstood the pressure in the second half from Wanderers. Wanderers definitely lived. Made some really good changes, the coaching staff there, but just couldn't get over the line. But credit to Nightcliff, got away with another good win. Well, you've got to give them full credit. They were under pressure at the start of this season. People were expecting them to produce, and they've done exactly that. So great work to Chris Bucks. Cameron Island as well has come on as the assistant coach there. Philip Wills has been doing a lot of stuff on the sidelines. It's really good to see a side that, that a lot was expected of them, and they've come straight out of the gate. They've beat 3 good sides, and now they sit on top of the table for now, and we'll see what happens with Southern Districts later on in the weekend. So Nightcliff are playing Southern Districts next weekend, and the Wanderers will play Tiwi at TIO Stadium.